Welcome to the Site Cabin Podcast, episode 2. Episode 2, guys.
Brilliant.
We made it back.
We're here. We're back again.
People watched us.
People did actually watch us. We actually had some really, some good positive comments, I think, actually. Did Danny, can you tell us any of the comments that you witnessed on social media?
I've not watched it.
So you've not even watched the first episode?
I believe we had a few hits or something, or like
views, I think. Views, like hits is kind of more.
We had a few cogs in the machine, didn't we, Dan?
No, we had some really nice comments. I think Stephen McCummersky, if you're listening today, he said, really looking forward to finding out about Danny's take that sort of fetish.
Yeah, I've definitely got one.
I think Pete Butterworth mentioned the Straight Out of Gulag Cup. Yeah. If you know, you know, and he clearly knew. So, what's today's episode about? It's our first real episode today, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're going to do the first day on site today.
First day on site.
Yeah.
I remember mine.
Day one.
Yeah.
Tell us about yours, Jay. Your first day on site.
Was a guy who used to work with our friend Dan.
Yes. Yes.
Obviously, I'm a computer guy. Get brought onto site, see a whole world of things, thinking it's going to be like pretty straight. I've got my full kit on, looking clean and neat.
Are you in workwear or like a suit and like a shirt and tie?
Yeah, so I'm in a mixture in between. I've got my pants on, I've got a big fluffy jacket on, but I've also got my IVs, and I look like a complete knobhead. I'll be honest, but
like the site manager.
Yeah, I felt out of place. But I suppose construction people would feel out of place wearing suits and ties, wouldn't they?
Absolutely, yeah. So what was you doing on that first day? What was your job like? Just like, was you helping our mutual friend Dan sort of sign people up to qualifications?
Yeah, we're just kind of helping out with paperwork, computer stuff, and he was enrolling people on qualifications. But we went through, met the site manager, met the guys who.
Did you do induction?
No, Tom.
Whoa!
Yeah. We did a little one, watched probably a 5-minute video. To be honest,
welcome to the site.
It was a bit of a
Here's a question for you then. On your first day on the site, did you sit in the site cabin or what did you have for dinner?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it on the first episode. It was like a full English breakfast.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
It was decent. I thought it was just going to be, walk half a mile into Manchester and grab something from there, but it would bang on, to be fair.
A lot of people actually in construction some people always want to wear shorts, and some people don't. But
it's funny with some sites and some wherever you work in construction, some don't allow it, some do. Personally, I think you should allow it. There's nothing wrong with shorts.
I've been on sites where you've been wearing shorts in an absolutely boiling hot day, and some knobhead person has come on to you and said, no, didn't say site manager. I did not say site manager. I was making an effort this time not to call site managers knobheads, because not all site managers are knobheads.
Majority of them.
This individual may have been like a health and safety type person.
Oh, they're knobheads.
Yeah, we can tell them.
Yeah, they are knobheads. You're right. Yeah,
no, they do a good job.
No, they're doing a good job, and they're making
the world better.
They're making the world better and the site more safety. But yeah, he came on and he was like, sorry, you can't wear shorts. And it was like, what? It's 30 degrees, mate. Whatever it was. It was absolutely boiling hot. It kicked us off site just because we had shorts on. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I digress anyway. We'll go.
Is the uniform something is it like a normal place where like first day of school everyone's neat and tidy, then in June it's like everyone's like whatever you're
full of crap?
I think you're absolutely right. As an apprentice, you walk on first day on the job or first day on site, and you've got new top,
brand new pants,
brand new work pants,
massive shiny boots,
and beautiful DeWalt Snickers pants. Shout out to DeWalt Snickers, by the way. Colour scheme DeWalt. Anyway. Less said. But yeah, brand new pants, brand new boots, brand new hard hat. Brand new high vis.
Yeah.
And what's worse is brand new tools that you've like never ever, and you don't even know how to use them. Yeah. You've been told to buy them and get them, but
if you're an apprentice and it's your first day, obviously, if you've got a good employer, they'll have invested in you. But there's some sort of tools which they all should support.
Yeah, you said that on the last one, didn't you? And we're going to talk about some of the tools.
But
later on, aren't we?
They should help them with, especially with the workwear and the tools. But an apprentice's first day, massive brand new clean boots, they look like clown shoes.
Do you remember your first day on site?
Well, my first day as my apprentice, I was was 16 years old, full of acne. And I had this massive green jumper because I'd ordered like extra large, and it was.
Is it the one you're wearing today?
It was. I've grown into it now.
We'll talk about the hoodies in a bit, by the way.
It was this massive jumper, brand new grey pants, and then the boots they gave me, they were like, don't get me wrong, they were steel toe cap, they were very fine, but they were like clunky. Like, like Herman Monster.
I can imagine,
type shoes.
Yeah.
And that's what I wore. And then I think over the years, something that's developed is footwear. I mean, I'm loving the sort of the safety trainers.
The trainers.
They do now.
They're brilliant.
Yeah, they're superb. And they are, one thing I know I said about PP before and health and safety executives or people on site, always wear your boots. Or your safe trainers. Because there's nothing worse than dropping a piece of timber.
I couldn't agree more.
A block on your foot, on your toe.
Unless you're working at Mrs. Jones's house and you just want to put your trainers on for the day. Because let's face it, that's what everyone does.
Right.
They wear the boots on site, but they definitely don't wear the boots when when they're on an extension somewhere. They're wearing the Adidas Samba or whatever, or the Nike Air Max.
I've got Sambas on actually.
I've got Sambas on actually. What trainers have you got?
I'm too young for Sambas.
James got like posh ones on. I don't even know the make, which is not, but I know that they're posh.
The first day for an apprentice, all the clothing is pristine. Mum's eyeing the work pants, and the jumper.
Has Mum done you a
definitely?
She's definitely done you a sandwich. A sandwich
fruit.
Well, let's open it up. Let's open it up and see what Mum's made us today. So Mum's made us today. She's put us. She's got us a fruit shoot.
Yeah.
She's got some Aldi Ridge thick cuts crisps. So they're basically a rip off of another well-known brand of.
I'll tell you one thing my mum did for me once. She bought some Aldi Jaffa cakes, and she's just about lucky to be alive today. Never again.
See, Jaffa cakes are one of them biscuits that I think. You can have a cheaper Jaffa cake and it'd be all right. It can still taste. No, you don't think so.
No, it's always got to be the McVitie's Jaffa cake.
Really?
Yeah, it can't be anything else.
And is it a biscuit? And is it a cake?
Depends on
because it's sold on the biscuit aisle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, I do know it's a cake. It's legally a cake because I know that McVitie's they went to court over it, didn't they? Yeah, and because apparently you don't pay VAT on a cake, but you do on a biscuit, or the other way around.
English law.
Yeah. So actually, it's legally a cake, not a biscuit, but it is sold on the cake aisle.
They don't dunk very well though.
No, they don't.
Like if you're in the site cabin and it's brew time and you're all dunking biscuits or cakes,
surely you'd want to dump something like a hobnob.
Yeah. What chocolate? Or biscuit?
Well, this is interesting. So we've got a Cadbury's cream egg as chocolate, sandwiches, tuna mayonnaise.
Yeah, fair.
No, you're not a fan.
Pepper.
Tuna mayonnaise with crisps, sort of like a crisp. No.
Crisp. You know the one thing I'm thinking about.
But the producer's nodding.
Ben producer's nodding. He's feeling it.
He's loving that.
He's feeling the tuna mayonnaise, definitely. We might let him have one at the break. Yeah, definitely.
My one question about this is, with the new kits we've got on with our lunch, is there a target on our backs from some of the old heads?
Yeah, definitely. I think there definitely is. You walk on site, you're brand new. I mean, it's in any walk of life, in any job. You're brand new to that job. You're just full of nerves, aren't you? Yeah. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to say. But I think I was going to say the worst part of being on site is you've got these tools as well, and you don't necessarily know how to use them. Or, I mean, it is the same in an office environment. You might not know how to use the computer, fair enough, but you've got these tools that could potentially kill people, and all sorts of things going on. You've got plant diggers, trucks, tractors, all driving past you. It's a very nervy,
it's a crazy world. First day on site.
It is. It is. It's a really nervy kind of place to be.
When you first do it, and you first, obviously you've had your induction, you're sort of going onto site, you've got all your new clothes, you've got all a brand new toolbox as well. Like depending on what trade you're, or if you're a bricklayer, you've got a brand new like bucket.
No.
And then an older brickie will be after you.
Yeah,
he'll want that bucket.
The labourer will want that bucket for mortar.
Yeah, the labourer will want it. Or if you're a paint a brand new brush that's still in the packet.
I used to have a labourer that worked for us for years, and all he would say, you've got to invest in some tools for you. It's not just about us buying tools. You've got to go and buy tools.
Absolutely.
And we'd gone for dinner one day, and as bricklayers, you just keep your tools in a bucket, which sounds bizarre. It sounds absolutely ridiculous. Tools in a bucket, but that's today. That's what bricklayers do. That's what bricklayers do. A lot of other trades will keep them in an actual tool.
Yeah.
But anyway, we went for dinner, and I'd had a go at Gary again. I had a go at Gary, sort of saying,
"Go on, Gaz.
I'm fucking sick of you not buying. Invest in, be proud of your own job as a labourer, as a carrier." Came back. He'd got all these new buckets. So we were like, this is fantastic. This is brilliant. Well done. Thinking he'd gone at dinner time or something to like B&Q or whatever. And what had happened is he tipped all the other bricklayers' tools out.
Nicked them.
He nicked their buckets.
Brilliant.
And they then came to us saying, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And we were like, it wasn't us, it was Gary. But obviously to them, it was like we told him. But so anyway, so that's...
My thing with that is, so first day on site, you're a joiner, for example. So if you're 16, 18, whatever it is, how do you decide if you're going to be a labourer, a level 2 apprentice, a level 3? Like, what's the deal with that? Like?
I think that's a great question, actually.
So do you automatically aim for level 3 and get dropped down if you're not quite there?
I mean, you can even go back to like, how would you even decide? How do you decide you're going to be a joiner, a bricklayer, electrician, a scaffolder, a plumber, a ground worker? How does that actually happen?
It's a good point. It's actually, you know what? Until you've said that, I've never actually thought about it. Because I got an apprenticeship, and it was as an apprentice joiner. So that's what I interviewed for at 16 years old. Yeah. But I know loads of people who just want to go into the industry, but they don't know what trade or what area, what jobs.
I think it happens quite a lot because of maybe your family. Maybe your family are in a particular trade, and you go into a particular trade, and that's certainly what happened with me. Yeah. My dad was a bricklayer, so I naturally was a bricklayer. I went to get my results, GCSE results, and it was, well, these are shit, so you're coming to work with me tomorrow. And that's exactly what happened.
That's my point as well. So you might do bad in school, and you might have the potential to be the best joiner in the world, but you get shoved in, no disrespect to labourer, you get shoved in as a labourer, and you just get caught in that life for 20 years.
And you're right, and that's probably... That's a tough life. Being a labourer.
Labourer's a good labourer is worth a lot more than a half decent tradesman.
I would agree. Because they set everything up. You know, if you're labouring, say on plasterers, to keep say 2 or 3 plasterers going continuously. If you're labouring on them, it's such a hard physical job.
What people say is that with a labourer as well, it's like the organisational skills.
Absolutely,
that's just inbuilt in them. Like they don't. People some other people won't realise it. Oh, they just say, "Oh, you're a labourer." No, you're not just a labourer.
My dad tells a story about one of his ex-carriers from a long time ago, who he'd sort of say, how many bricks do you want loading up on that scaffold? And he'd say, 400. And he'd go back a couple of hours later, and the scaffold would be bowing because there's 800 bricks put up there, because the guy couldn't talk. But the guy couldn't count, basically. Yeah. I mean, and it was funny, but obviously that was what job he could achieve and do best in. And actually, he was a really, really good labourer. But going back to your original point, how do you end up there? Apart from being related in the family to that industry, I wouldn't actually know.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know how you would. I genuinely wouldn't. Is it something you see on TV? Is it like something you hear at school? Or
it's great when I actually like it now when you see a lot of people like older apprentices, and they've tried something else. They may have been going to uni. They might have done different types of jobs, and they feel like they want to go into an apprenticeship, and that all comes back to their first days on site. Like, what do they choose? Which route do they go down?
Why did they decide to do that?
2 weeks with a joiner, 2 weeks with a bricklayer, 2 weeks with a painter, 2 weeks with a ground worker.
Scaffolding, for example.
Scaffolders.
That is so physically tough and hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, every scaffolder I have ever met, and I'm only saying this because I'm scared of scaffolders.
Mental.
They're lunatics.
Mental.
They're lunatics. But often in a nice way. They're great guys and girls, but I've got to say I've not actually seen that many female scaffolders. No, I haven't in my time.
There's a thing with Christmas, wasn't there? That they used to, the last Friday before Christmas always used to be called like Crazy Friday or something.
Yeah, Mad Friday. Is it Mad Friday? Yeah.
I'd say 85-90% of them were scaffolders.
Yeah,
they went out that night.
Yeah, that night. Yeah,
I mean each other.
Yeah.
Well, with scaffolding.
With scaffolding poles. Yeah.
I mean, I used to work at a place where they taught scaffolding, and one of the common things was they'd get the brand new lads in. all ladies, but mainly lads, to be quite honest with you. And there's a 21-foot pole. That's like the longest pole in scaffolding. It's the biggest one. And the competition was to try and get this 21-foot pole like upright from flat. Upright
on the road.
Sounds sort of easy sat here right now. No. Actually, honestly, the amount of people have sort of seen struggling with this pole.
They make good javelin, in the Olympics.
Yeah, they probably would, because the technique is actually almost right for running and then javelin it or something. Yeah, but that's a really tough trade. I think
tough.
Maybe
so important though as well, like
oh my
for
God,
health and safety, like
can't carry on.
I don't mind admitting I've worked off some scaffolds that have been when I've been doing roofing or whatever it might be.
Wheelie bins. You've worked off wheelie bins.
I've set myself.
Oil drums.
Be all right.
Chairs balancing on another chair just to reach that point.
Just get it. But a good scaffold, how much you feel better working.
How much safe,
You can't really beat that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the pictures, a lot of the memes that you always see on Facebook, aren't they? Of some guy on the outside of his house,
amazing.
Like he's repainting his house or something, and he's sort of balancing on one leg and holding an umbrella while trying to paint or something.
Yeah. There's a guy who I know from my hometown. I'm not going to say who it is, but he had an old Ford Transit, a bright orange one. And there's a viral meme of him on social media where he's got the Transit parked by a wall and a set of ladders on top of the Transit.
Genius. Absolutely genius.
And I think the caption was Darwin in action or something like that.
Jay, I've actually got, so years ago I did a job talking about scaffolding, and it was I won't mention the place, but it was at I was doing some wooden guttering because it was like a bit of an older building, and I had to replace it like for like, and I'd set this scaffold up. But when I set it up myself, it was a tower scaffold to get to where I needed. I couldn't brace it; it kept moving. So I got a buggy, an electric buggy, which might give it away where I was working.
You mean an electric golf buggy?
And got two of them parked, one at the back,
brilliant
one
idea.
At the side,
genius.
so the scaffold wouldn't move.
and it worked.
It worked, and it did the job.
So obviously, on a modern day site now, you've got your site supervisors that are in charge of health and safety, as is everyone is in charge of health and safety.
On your own,
But you've also got a site safety guy or girl, haven't you, as well, who goes round and reminds you to put your hat on.
Yeah.
Put your gloves on. Why aren't you wearing your goggles?
It is irritating. Like, you're like, oh, you do your first day on site and you're like, oh, I've got to wear my gloves. But the reality is, you should
stop being so PC. It's fucking horrible having to wear all these things whilst you're trying to work. Right. I know it's needed. I mean, construction industry's got like the biggest death rate of any other construction industry. I mean, that if you're a 16-year-old kid and you're wanting to go into construction, you read that stat, you think, fuck that.
I'm not doing that.
Why would it do that? But it has. It's got the biggest, the highest death rate.
Yeah.
Or accident rate, anyway. Yeah. It's actually, incidentally as well, and this is off subject a little bit, but it's also got the highest suicide rate construction.
Yeah. Why do you think that is, though?
Do you know what? I don't even know. I don't know. Maybe it's because it is a harsh. It can be a harsh world to. We said it on the first episode, didn't we? It can be a harsh world to work on. So maybe it's that. But I don't fully know the reasons why.
Do you think some of it's because of like the modern world where banter is different to what it used to be? Not all of it, but maybe a bit of it as well.
Yeah, I mean, we were actually. This goes back to first day.
Yeah.
So your first day on the site, and maybe someone takes the piss, someone takes the mick out of your brand new tools that have never been used, and I think it does take a certain kind of person to be able to go into that industry, handle it, maybe not give back straight away, because I think if you give it back straight away,
it depends how you like. I remember my first day. I started with two other apprentices, and the typical joke of going there and ask for a long stand.
A long stand,
a bucket of tartan paint.
Yeah. And did you go and ask for a long stand?
Well, what I went and did is I went into the stores where we worked with the others. They all asked all of us. And them two went up to the counter and asked for it.
So did you start with a few apprentices all on the same day?
We started with two other apprentices joiners. And they went up to the counter and asked for it. And I went in the room, got myself a can of Coke out of the vending machine and just sat there and didn't do anything. And they said, why are you sat here, Dan? I said, they've asked me to go and get a land.
Did you know it was a joke?
Yeah, I thought.
So did you know straight away that was a joke?
Like, they think I'm stupid.
Yeah.
So what I did is I put it back on them. So
Yeah.
they were sat in the van for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And they got all stressed and had to get to a job. And that was my first day.
Excellent.
But because I did that, they respected me straight away.
So do you think you got like an easier ride then going forward?
I just think they would pull one over me.
Yeah.
So, but it's how you handle it, and it's good to. There's nothing wrong with a bit of banter, the right banter.
Yeah.
You know, your first day on site, you will get a lot of.
There's nothing wrong with a practical joke either,
Yeah,
is there? Let's be honest. There's nothing wrong with a practical joke as long as that practical joke doesn't happen. I think every single day of that person's life is then that's something else, isn't it?
And I think in the right
bullying.
way, it teaches people how to become a man, whatever that means.
Yeah,
as well, doesn't it?
yeah, it does. It does in a way. It
Or
does.
just you can do it in a way where you'll do something, but then they'll have respect for you, and it's got to be done the correct way. There's nothing wrong with having a practical joke at all, or having a laugh with anyone.
Some of the ones that we've seen, and again, you know, we spoke about this last episode, but not as in depth as this. But some of the ones that we've seen where, like, I've seen one where it was a labourer who had to pass his. I'm laughing. He had to pass his wheelbarrow license, and they told this labourer, this fucking labourer, right, that he's got to have. That's Ben just opening a can of beer there. No. Money joke. It's not a can of beer. It's a can of Coke. Yeah, and they told this labourer that he had to operate a wheelbarrow on site. He had to pass a license. So they got this other trades guy in that he thought was his wheelbarrow license instructor.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
And he set up this course, and it's on YouTube. You can YouTube it. You know, obviously go to our page first, but and he goes all around this sort of intricate course on site, and in the end they're like, "Congratulations, you've passed it." Oh, I've just remembered what else happened. So they fill the barrow with water, and if he spills a certain amount of water out of the barrow, he fails out of the wheelbarrow, and he doesn't. He passes.
To be fair, it's actually quite a good test.
It is actually. It's
When
actually
you look
quite a
at
good
it,
test.
it's actually like learning to carry things, maneuver. If you've got to carry like a certain amount of, I don't know, expensive materials with the wheelbarrow.
Yeah, you don't want to drop them, do you?
You don't want to drop them. It's
But
not bad,
I mean,
actually.
a license to pass your test.
I have seen another one where they try and start a still saw by.
They try and run the still saw on the
amazing.
ground, don't they?
That's
As if like,
absolutely-
basically like jump start a still saw, basically, yeah. But like we said earlier, I think if you're brand new to construction, and actually the time of year we're at the moment, maybe a lot of new apprentices will be starting fairly soon in construction. If you're brand new, you can start getting practical jokes. 1 or 2 are okay, but I think on a daily basis,
you need to cut it in
you need to say something.
Yeah,
you need to say something.
Stick
actually.
up for yourselves, yeah,
You
absolutely.
do need to stick up for yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose it all depends on the environment that you're at as well, and kind of. I'm gonna have to just move that, Danny. There, it's just tilted to the side. This thing.
Is it this? Oh, there we go.
There we go. That's it. Sorry, yeah. I think we should probably leave that in. Actually,
Found out what these were for actually earlier.
what are they for, Dan?
They are to make the sound better in the studio.
Yeah, and I think it's working.
Have they helped you to remember our email address, though, Dan?
It is the Site Cabin Podcast.
No.
Oh, there it is. It's inquiries at the sitecabinpodcast.co.uk.
Yeah.
And then you just press one of these.
No, you don't press them. You go to them.
Right.
Yeah. Going back to talking about first day. So you're given a uniform. We've now kind of got.
We've got a uniform.
We've got uniforms. Now, I thought we said we were wearing black today.
Well,
Two of us are. Yeah.
Two of us are in the Site Cabin Podcast hoodies. Available merchandise on Patreon. And hat and cap.
caps. Yeah.
So put it on.
You put it on. We can also get.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Does it look good? Do I look good in a cap?
Well, the reason, for me wearing this was, you're on site. Do you need a high vis?
You need a high vis jacket.
Wear the hoodie.
Buy one of our hoodies. Ben's laughing.
You don't need a jacket.
Shameless attempt to
You don't
sell.
need a jacket. You got a hoodie.
Yeah. Also, you don't just have to have hard hats. You can now have baseball cap hard hats.
Yeah.
Boom.
I was going to ask with you two. It looks like you've been playing with Wolverine.
Yeah, well, so there's a story behind that. So I bought distressed looking hoodies, thinking it would kind of look like the Site Cabin hoodie, kind of thing that's hung up on the wall, a few rips and everything. Actually, I'm not sure.
I like them.
Do you like it?
I like it.
It's a modern thing nowadays, isn't it? People have like ripped jeans. Well, they've always had ripped jeans, but like ripped. Yeah. Why would you buy fucking
it's funny.
clothes with ripped?
We said that with like uniform, like some designer for clothing or any brand that they might have done. They said, we've we're going to do ripped jeans. Builders have been in construction, have been doing that.
Yeah,
for years.
we've been trendsetters for the last for
they've
years.
been doing that for
Look how big Dickies is now. It's like fashion
Exactly.
clothing.
Snickers, Dickies,
Dickies,
DeWalt. There's hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely hundreds of them.
Aldi do their own work pants.
Aldi do their own work pants. What, middle aisle Aldi?
Oh,
They do
yeah.
some
Some
of the
great
tools.
socks they do. Oh.
Yeah, thick woolen socks.
Yeah. Apprentice will have them on his first day. Mum's gone to Aldi, put me socks on. If they do work boat, she'll have them on the road.
What about the tools that we've got here, Dan? That's quite an interesting looking.
This is a nail gun. I've not.
Would an apprentice use that on his first day or her first day?
Definitely not. So this is a nail gun, very popular brand. I'm not going to put the battery in and load it.
Damn.
Because we don't want to be firing anything in the studio because Ben will probably go mad.
Ben might die, basically.
Yeah.
Ben, producer, might die.
The battery it's inserted there. You clip it.
Can you insert it?
I can insert it, yeah.
Go on, insert it.
So,
Right. Oh, bang!
that's inserted
Right,
now.
Ben's sort of ducking out of the way.
But it's not. I won't load it.
No, don't load it.
What I'll do is I'll take the battery back out to show you how to load the nails in. It's a fantastic bit of equipment, especially if this is a first.
So that's basically, instead of a hammer, you'd use that.
Yeah, and that's the size of nails. They're 90mm nails that'll go in. A lot of first fix, obviously for roofing. Trusses.
I mean, you must love using that. You must.
It's fantastic.
You must feel like you're in the army.
You
or
know,
something.
you feel like you can if you play like Call of Duty or anything like that, you can load your nails in there, clip it back.
Oh.
Cut.
Cut it there. Yeah.
I'll do it back.
Yeah.
I'll do it back again. There you go. You clip it in. Obviously, it makes a bit of a noise. You won't put the battery in.
Yeah.
And then you press it down there onto any surface and
Bang.
fire it. It's absolutely brilliant. Saves a lot of work.
My God.
Very expensive, so you wouldn't expect to have that. On your
How much are you talking then for one of them, roughly?
Oh, anything. There's obviously different brands. This brand in particular is absolutely.
What
super.
brand is it?
This is Paslow.
Shout out to Paslow, by the way.
Yeah, I'm a big.
We'll go
fan of
orange
this.
and black if you want to sponsor us.
Yeah. This is absolutely superb nail gun. A lot of joiners. They do a second fix.
So sorry. How much did you say?
Between £400 and £700.
So apprentice is never going to use that.
No.
No, he's never going to own one of them.
No. If an apprentice turned up first day on site with that, I'd be like, his parents are rich.
Yeah. Because he probably wouldn't even know how to use it, would he?
No.
What do you have to do to get to that level then? How long is it?
I'd say I'd expect any apprentice to use any tool, any power tool. They should be using them within 6 months. I think the first 6 months you should get them to use the basic hand tools, and then after that they should be able to use a variety of power tools, get them learning on it straight away, because that's the way the industry's going. We're all changing.
Yeah.
I need to learn how to
Social media, Dan.
do these things.
Yeah.
And everyone else needs to learn.
Probably an apprentice could give you a lesson on social media.
Yeah.
While you give them a lesson on.
That's not a bad idea.
But I mean, you kind of start by when it's that first day.
Yeah.
You'd be looking at that machine, wouldn't you? If you were working with you, and it'd be like, I want to use that. I know I would.
Unless you mean you just go.
Pop, pop, pop. Yeah. You definitely want to use it though.
They've changed a lot.
You'd have to protect them from. It's like still saw. Say if you're a ground working apprentice, you'd want to use a saw, wouldn't you? That big still saw.
Absolutely, yeah. You need to build up to it. You need to learn the skills, the hand tools, the safety aspects of. I know we said about health and safety before, but it's so important with stuff like that because you can't really have.
Well, I mean that's a killing machine, really. Isn't
it is.
Used incorrectly.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I say incorrectly. I mean maybe against the side of someone's head.
Yeah. Site manager.
No, stop having to go to the site managers. We love site managers on the Site Cabin podcast. We love everyone though. Everyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome.
Everyone is welcome.
Everyone's definitely welcome. So going back again to apprentice first day, it's all about learning the tools.
Yeah.
Kind of like you'd expect them to have a certain level, a certain amount of tools. Then they wouldn't just turn up with nothing, would they? They definitely have.
No, they could do. Your first day, you definitely be expected to have all your new clothing. Depends.
It's slightly just too big for you.
All like baggy.
I feel so sorry for him.
Like even the pants don't fit.
I know.
They have to give them a bit of rope.
I know. Yeah.
To tie.
I feel so sorry for him.
They got a big packed lunch and a big fruit shoot.
A term I've never understood in construction is gangs. Is it like cliques? Is it groups, or is it just literally what it is? Like,
see, this
people
is
you work with.
Beautiful question. Yeah, gang is the
Is it a
immediate
clique,
people that you work with.
Yeah.
The immediate people that you work with. Because often, actually, bricklayers, for example, they would work in a gang. Joiners, maybe one or two.
Yeah.
They don't tend to have a labourer. Bricklayers do. Groundworkers was work in a gang. Scaffolders in a gang.
Yeah.
And do they all go for lunch together?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. All go to lunch together, all sit together in the same corner, cubicle, space, whatever. In fact, every scaffolder I've ever known throughout the history of my career has turned up on site and immediately had a brew. So they get to site, they don't start working, they don't get to site, get out and start working. They get to site, have a brew first.
Like electricians.
Yeah, electricians. Yeah. Well, they like have about a 4-hour brew, don't they?
They get there, have a brew.
Yeah.
Assess the work.
Yeah, assess the work.
Check the bank account.
Yeah. Make sure they've been paid.
Yeah.
But so I mean, I'm just trying to sort of think across all the trades. What would you say? What would be what's like the hardest trade to start off in physically? Maybe.
I think plastering's a tough one because it's very, very physical. Scaffolding.
Yeah.
I mean, bricklaying is tough because let's be honest, the first sort of few months as a bricklayer, you are just labouring.
You are labouring, yeah. So they're like physical aspects. What about kind of like? I think people just don't realise about like what you have to learn, as in reading drawings across all the trades. What would you say is the most difficult one mentally?
I think the thing is, like, bricklayers, joiners, groundworking, setting it out. It's everything starts from the foundations, obviously, and setting it out properly and setting the whole work out. Because if you don't do it properly, I once put a roof on, and by the time we got to the top of it, the preset truss that were made were nearly 200 mil out.
Wow!
So the truss wouldn't fit on the house.
Whose fault was that? Is that your fault?
Well, to be fair, it was never resolved. They just changed the trusses.
They just changed the trusses. Yeah,
yeah.
I seen a house built the wrong way around once.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sainsbury's,
the front at the back and the back at the front.
Yeah,
that's what actually happened. It got built the wrong way around
because the handed drawings.
Because it was handed drawings. Yeah. So what that means is when you get a drawing of a house, it's mirrored to the house that you're actually working on. So it's even more sort of kind of head scratching. You're thinking, what the fuck do I do here? You literally kind of have to you can't even turn it the wrong way around or anything. You've just got to stop and work it out, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's not the easiest thing to do.
It's not
actually.
at all. It's not at all.
I think going into the future, would stuff not like augmented reality not out that way? You can lift it up and see it in front of you.
Definitely.
Yeah. How far away is that? Is it 20, 30 years? 'Cause
No, I think we're close. I think we're close, but we are. Construction's one of them industries it like refuses to move. There's all these videos at the moment about robots building
laying bricks,
building, 3D printing, to save time, and all these different kind of modular builds. So where they build the house in a factory and then they just come and clamp it all together, like how McDonald's kind of.
Yeah,
one day you'll drive past a place and it'll be empty. The next day there'll be a fucking McDonald's there, people serving burgers out the window, and you think, hang on, it wasn't there yesterday.
No.
It's because it's all modular built. It's put together like a big jigsaw. But I think it's pretty shit. That type of building.
I don't like it.
they're not designed to last, are they? I don't think.
No,
not at all. They're just short term. Fucking come on, buy your milkshakes and spend. Give us your money, and then fuck off again. Yeah. What about the cups then? So we've got. Are we going to mention the cups again this week?
Absolutely, yeah.
Jay's still got his.
He's not changing.
He's not changing. He's refusing to change.
It's not been washed since episode 1, so I'm picking up some pretty good bacteria.
I'm sure it has. I'm pretty sure it has. Danny, where'd you take that cup gone?
So I didn't bring it this. I thought I'd have a change, but I might bring it back because we have had some comments, which
we've had some positive comments about.
I don't know how to access these things, but we've had some comments about my Take That cup.
Yeah. So what's this one?
This is I like my coffee on the dark side. It's a picture of Darth Vader, or as I like to call it, site managers.
Site managers.
The dark side.
No, I am your site manager.
No, I will book your meterage in. No, you won't, you knobhead.
We promised we wouldn't say site
I
managers are
can't
knobheads
help
because
it.
they're not. Some are, just like some tradespeople are knobheads as well.
Yeah.
So we can't.
But no, just obviously we all know the what character it is.
Yeah, it's Darth Vader.
We all love,
He's the man, isn't he?
love Star Wars, but this one is interesting.
This is intriguing. This one. This is pictures of hundreds of different films, and you've just got to sort of guess.
That's a proper site cabin call.
Yeah, it is, because like you could talk about stuff during the dinner time, couldn't you? Like, what film's that? What film's that? What's, and so on and so on. So yeah,
all I've thought about since we got here was the scene in Happy Gilmore when he puts the nail in his
Oh
head.
yeah, hey Gilmore. Yeah. Oh no, it says shooter. Hey shooter.
Then I think he goes on hey Happy Gilmore, jackass.
Jackass.
Just referencing the nail gun again. What I forgot to mention is, if some people they care about their appearance. You can always use it as a hairbrush.
What a bizarre thing to say.
You split your nails.
Would that go through anything? Would that what sort of would it go through metal?
No, you can use a Hilti. Shout out to
Hilti.
Your Hilti for that, but most timbers, or all timbers, should I say, really. Sunblock, Thermalite block, not really concrete, but go through a lot of materials. Yeah.
Here's a question for you both.
Goes through pipes as well.
Goes through pipes, yeah, causes leaks. Yeah. So you have to phone your cousin Paul, who's a plumber. Paul, can you come round?
Paul, my house is leaking.
For fuck's sake, Danny, you've done it again.
Yeah, I've gone through with those 90 nails.
Have you been using that fucking nail gun again?
Yeah. Pop,
brilliant.
Pop.
You've had your first day. You've had your first day on site. Okay. You've been a bit nervous. You've done the full day's work, which probably consists of just listening and helping out and moving things. All right. You get invited for a beer. You're 16. Do you go?
Oh yeah.
Do you? You just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it. Yeah.
Straight away.
Yeah. Unless your mum's picking you up, and then invite the mum. Very much it looks like.
Yeah. I think are we painting the wrong picture for construction? Like, they always go for a beer every night. They don't every night, do they?
No.
I think it's more like should we have Wednesday club? Should we have Friday club? Something like that.
I think so. I think I've worked in sort of a similar industry, but it's a different type of job now. And most people, wherever you work, if it's an office environment, wherever it's a construction, whatever it may be, even if you're a doctor or a dentist, they go for a beer with the team.
Yeah, it's nice too.
It's just
We're on site in summer and you go for a pint on a Wednesday night and it's just that.
Oh, yeah.
It's lovely. Yeah.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
The other thing is, though, as well, construction starts early, though, don't we? We start at often 7:30, 8 o'clock, you're actually on the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of other industries, really. It's what, 9 o'clock maybe?
Really, yeah. But so you always get that one person who's sat at the entrance to the site at like 7 o'clock and you think,
they're always knobheads, they're wankers.
Yeah.
Because they're the guys, well, it could be the site manager, but no, it's not. They're the guys who, afternoon. I think, fuck off, mate. It's fucking 8:05.
Yeah.
I'm not late.
No.
You're just...
Yeah.
Sorry, Siri just started on my phone.
She's not happy.
Siri's not happy. Siri's pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you think, like, you don't need that comment. In every industry you get that.
Yeah. So I've been here.
Dinner
You've
time.
not done anything. You've not started.
You really want to say fuck off.
Yeah.
In my first job, I used to get in trouble for turning up at 3 minutes to 9. And then all the other people would be there at 8:45, but they'd be drinking a brew, having a chat till 9:05.
Exactly.
I'd get there at 3 minutes to 9 and be ready at 9 o'clock.
Exactly.
Like, I'd be the one who's getting in trouble.
And you're getting a bollocking because you've been there, you turned up at 9:05. I mean, obviously, construction, especially if you're working at someone's house rather than on a site, you've got to get there at time you say. But
it's funny when I've done a lot of work on domestic houses, they prefer you to come at 9.
9 o'clock, a bit later, yeah.
They might have
the rush for
the children,
school run and all that. Yeah,
and just respect whatever rules they want.
Yeah. Have you ever had that sort of answering the door with a dressing gown and kind of like,
oh, hello.
There's some sort of what's going on here? Is she insinuating something, or is it? Have I got that completely wrong?
I think I've never had it. I mean, I'm married, so
absolutely. Yeah, but you weren't always married.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No. I've never had that, even being honest.
I've not either.
I've never had it.
Confessions of a joiner. I've never had that.
If you have had it, put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. We'd love to hear a story about that. Yeah. Oh, I believe my pipe's leaking. Or no, that was wrong.
That was the joiner.
That was wrong. Yeah, the joiner came round with the nail gun.
Sorry about that.
Fuck my pipe work up. I mean, the classic porn one is of the plumber coming round with his big wrench,
fix his pipe,
to fix
the
her
washing machine.
Yeah, hey, and she knocks on the door, really poor acting, similar to what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
You've got a leaky. What's
Dan actually had that scene, but he just fixed the pipe.
Yeah, Danny just went round and went, "I'll fix it, love, no problem."
20 quid.
20 quid. Call out. Nah, I tell you, if you're down south, call out fee.
Yeah.
What's that? 250 quid?
You know,
for a plumber?
We were always talking about other episodes, and we'd look maybe some comments from our viewers that I don't look at. You know, they could suggest some podcast. You know, bullet points for us to talk about. But one would be fees.
Call out fees.
Call out fees or like charges.
That's a good one. Bringing it back to the episode. What does an apprentice get paid? How much is an apprentice on in a week? Well, and let's not just fucking bullshit it. Let's actually be honest. What did he get?
I actually don't. I know an apprentice's wage is lower than minimum wage. I'm not actually sure on the laws behind it. I don't actually know, but I know it is. I actually agree with it. I think because they're paying for your training, and if that's where a good employer should help you with your workload and your tools, you've got to take that into account. But
when should they get like a fair salary, like a tradesperson salary? At what point?
Depending on the qualifications and when they hit it, etc. You know, some people will take 18 months, 2 years. Some people might take 3 years to achieve the same qualification. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just some people progress at different levels.
Then you've got to look at the offset as well. If you're earning, let's say, 15 grand a year between 16 and 19, then you go on to 30 grand a year at 19. Yeah. You're still at the same age as someone who's in the first year at uni.
Exactly. With no debt as well.
No debt.
They've had a load of debt. That's a really good point, actually, that. That's
so
a
if
really
you're banging 30 grand from 20 onwards.
I know, yeah, you're absolutely right. If you start at 16 and by, say, 2021, you've got your level 3 and you're almost getting fully paid tradesman fees. You
should be able to produce if you're getting the same fee as somebody who's been doing it for 15 years or say in their 30s or something, then you should be producing the same amount of work.
Yeah, which is probably doubtful, really, isn't it?
Unlikely,
yeah. So, it's probably doubtful that. Yeah. Anything else we've not covered that we wanted to cover? Anything that we about apprentices and about first day? Anything you can think of?
I think we've done pretty good. I think the thing to carry on with is if you've got any stories, first day stories,
absolutely,
tell us and
let us know. Let us know.
I'm going to check my notes.
What's going on there?
Well, it's the notes I make
on a post-it note.
A post-it note, and then I post it on my phone.
But you've got an iPhone that's got a note section in it.
Yeah. You know, if I want to
Victorian Dan.
You know, if I want to post something on one of these, can I just send a letter in?
Yeah, this is not a joke, by the way. Daniel genuinely doesn't know how to access these things.
I'm not that old either.
He's how old are you, Dan?
I am 37.
37.
Yeah. I just can't.
Still a virgin.
I just can't.
Woo, banter.
They're all great, but I just,
Yeah. So, how can people get in touch with us? There's no point in asking him.
Yeah.
We've got Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. We've actually come on Instagram lately.
We have just got on Instagram.
Any sponsors want to keep us going, get in touch. Enquiries at the sitecabinpodcast.co.uk. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on YouTube. Subscribe, like, click the bell for notifications.
We will
talk to us.
Oh, that's beautiful. We absolutely love that. The other one I just want to mention is Patreon.
Yeah, of course.
If you want to keep supporting the podcast and you really want to kind of support the content delivery and us creating this, we're having a great time. But if you want to join us and become part of it, join us on Patreon. It costs £3 as a minimum for you to come onto Patreon, and you get a sticker. Yeah. Obviously, you get different types of merchandise depending on the level of account that you join. You may get a hoodie. We may even award a hoodie as a prize.
I think best comment,
and we give them a hoodie. Fuck that, Daddy. There'll be hundreds of comments.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe.
Just remember, if you buy this one,
yeah.
don't need a high vis.
You can wear that on site. You don't need a high vis.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. Absolutely beautiful.
If you
that.
buy this,
Yeah. So as Jacob said, all the other places, join us on Patreon. That's really where we want to see you. You get exclusive content on Patreon as well that you won't get on YouTube or anywhere else. That's about it for episode 2. Thanks very much for joining us. See you next time.
Thank you.
Goodbye.